Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Nikki Starr coming to you live from Malibu on this beautiful summer day. I know it's summer, but I'm wearing a sweater because here in Malibu, it's actually very windy. And today I want to share with you a bit about what I've been doing all day. I have been in a video shoot and I've been recording different videos about myself and who I am. And at first, when someone pitched this idea to me, I thought, why would I do that? And they're like, you actually create greater connection with people when you share your story. And I have realized in the past when I've been on different podcasts and things like this, that I have built connections with people I've never met because I have shared about myself. So I want to invite you to share about yourself more with the people you meet and the people in your life. And that could look like just volunteering information. So let's say if you meet someone and you're like, hi, and you just, without being asked a question, you volunteer information about yourself. What happens is by you being vulnerable first, the person actually opens up and then shares something vulnerable about themselves. So I know that even in my women's programs and things like this, it's so beautiful when sometimes the women are like, who's going to go first? Who's going to ask a question first? Who's going to share about what's going on in their life first? And whoever is the brave one, they like open up, and then the women get more and more vulnerable as the calls progress. And the most amazing thing happens is at the end, some of the women are like, oh, wait, I have another question. And they ask like even more vulnerable questions about and share about their life. And when we share about ourselves with other people, it's so incredible to see what happens because it creates connection. So people are not mind readers. Like we really do need to like share ourselves. Like this is what I love. This is maybe what I don't love as much. Because when we leave it too much of a mystery, we might lose the opportunity for connection. The other thing I actually want to mention is if you're so scared of sharing, and let's say you share something and the person is not aligned with that, it's actually a favor. Like, it's like good. Like, the more you share your truth, it either is going to attract the people meant to be in your life, or guess what? You don't have to waste any more time on someone that maybe are not two of the same peas in a pod. Maybe you're two different peas that like to be in different pods, right? So the idea is to really allow yourself the opportunity to show yourself. And when you show yourself, this is where people start to magnetize to you. Because when we're too PC and we're too like trying to please or trying to say the things we think the other person wants us to be or say, this does a disservice to the relationship. This does not help you to connect to the person. There is an inauthenticity happening. And then this is when relationships are mediocre or they don't even really get going. They actually end before they get started. So when people don't share about themselves, sometimes there's a fear of like, what if I'm not liked? What if the person doesn't love me? What if I get rejected? But what people don't realize is you can get rejected because you're not showing who you are. And that's huge. And I always like to say in the beginning, share who you are, whether it's friendship, whether it's romance, be your honest and true self, because the truth is the truth always comes out in the end. So why would you waste each other's time? It's best to be honest. Now, in my relationships, it doesn't mean that we all agree on everything. In my relationships, many times we're like, oh, actually, let's agree to disagree. Right. And that's the beauty of relationships. It doesn't mean we all need to be exactly the same, because if we were, like, what a boring life that would be. So in a time, especially, with the pandemic and, people not really being able to connect the way they were in the past, there's so many different ways that you can still share about yourself and who you are with phone calls, with FaceTime, even on social media. Even if you're not an influencer or someone who posts a lot, if you share about like, this is what I'm feeling, or this is who I am, or this is what I love, people will be like, oh, I love that too. Most of the time people aren't like, oh, I don't love that, like, so don't even worry about that, but help yourself create more connection by being in relationships and situations where you choose to authentically share who you truly are. And it's so beautiful when that happens. And I really invite you to do that. And I think it's just such a beautiful time where we're really needing more connection. So my intention with sharing this video is wherever you go, whoever you meet, share more of yourself. In your current relationships, whether you're in person or across the screen, share more of yourself. If you have an opportunity to share yourself in any way, say yes. So for me, that's been in the form of podcasts, in the form of like the video shoot I had today. Like my marketing team proposed it to me, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. I'm speaking at the Mindfulness Expo on September 25th in Anaheim. I go live every single day and I share. So even though I'm only live on YouTube once a week, I'm on my other channels as well. So you can catch me on Facebook, you can catch me on Instagram. So all of these are different ways that I then share about myself with others, and I create that connection. So my intention with my work and my presence in the world is to really be a force for inspiration, for greater connection, for greater love, for greater harmony. And with that, I thank you so much for being here, for listening to this. And I do trust that the next time you're with someone and maybe you're out for lunch or you're on the phone or something, that in a moment where it's the right moment, that it's just maybe a pause in the conversation, that you just share something about yourself very genuinely, very honestly, very openly, and invite a new dialogue that creates greater connection and getting to know yourself and the other person. So with that, I send you so much love. I'm Dr. Nikki Starr, aka Dr. Love. This is another tip on living your ultimate life, because living our ultimate life and part of living our ultimate life is having ultimate relationships. And the more connected and close we feel, the better our relationships are. So with that, I send you love. I thank you for being here, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.